Hello and welcome back to our Glass Cannon series, and we're here in Vostrum, and as you might have expected, the Aserai and the Southern Empire, I was about to say Imperium again, yes, the Southern Empire have made peace with each other as, well, as was anticipated really, because it was just inevitable. Anyway, what I'm actually looking for here is a two-handed sword. Obviously, as I said before, it's probably not going to happen. So what I'm actually going to do instead is I'm going to buy a little bit of hardwood and we're going to proceed into the arena straight away. Oh yeah, you thought I was going to say I was going to go into the smithy, right? Yeah. Anyway, point is, I'm going to go into the smithy probably after this, but I have ascertained that the Vlandians are actually in a war against the Sturgians, and I thought to myself, okay, let's go over there and see what we can do there. You know, we're kind of flip-flopping around a little bit here, but in general, I feel like that actually adds quite a bit of refreshing gameplay to the whole experience, because on the one hand, you think to yourself, oh yes, you're going to be fighting the Aserai. Oh, no. Oh, we're now fighting the Botanians. Oh, no. We're now fighting X person, and so on and so forth. And I think that actually adds quite a bit of dynamicism to the series, because there's been a number of series where I have basically just kind of, well, put down roots, so to speak, and I've basically been like, okay, I am now part of this faction, and I will no longer leave. I will not leave this faction for any reason whatsoever. And I kind of felt, okay, well, yeah, that's fine, you know, that's absolutely fine to do, but generally I feel like it is a bit stilted, and we've done it before. So, you know, all things considered, we've done it before, there's no real reason to do it again and again. So, I'm kind of wanting to mix things up this time around, and I feel like we should be doing a pretty nice job at it. So let me see if I can just beat this guy into the ground with my spear. There we are. Fantastic. Thankfully, we eliminated a lot of very strong units in that particular round. As you can see, the Palatine Guard and the Sergeant Crossbowmen, and even to a lesser extent the Veteran Infantrymen. Certainly not what I want to deal with. Unfortunately, the Imperial Manavliaton is actually going to be going through, so this is going to be a little bit tricky for us. But thankfully, the next bout is up against the Companion Eschalira the Wronged. Should be okay. But first, we have to get through the Imperial Sergeant here. Well, this is going to be super simple, isn't it? I'm basically just going to stand here, allow him to close in, and then he's just going to make mistakes, like every single time. He will just make mistakes. No problem whatsoever right there. Because he's going to open himself up, and then I just go for a block, and then he's going to think that because his one-handed weapon proficiency is better, I mean, it's bound to be better than mine, that he can beat me from, you know, a neutral stance, and that's just never going to happen, you know. That is just quite clearly never going to happen. Anyway, let's just try and get a nice headshot right there. Yeah, we did get a nice headshot, but unfortunately, oh no. Well, this is bad. Oh, okay, maybe not so bad. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I really thought that they were going to very easily overwhelm me right there, but no, apparently not. Okay, now obviously if there's an overhead attack from your opponent, you can always sidestep it, and I've always found that sidestepping to the right is infinitely better than sidestepping to the left, because obviously if you sidestep to your left, you're probably going to get hit, because most people are right-handed in this game. Actually, they're all right-handed, because, you know, I don't know, consistency or whatever. But yeah, anyway, we've actually increased our clan tier as well, and that means that I have a maximum company size of 80, which is actually amazing, so I'm very, very pleased about that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to refine a couple of things. I'm going to get to 25 in smithing if, oh yeah. Yeah, that 75% less experience gain, that's where you're seeing it right now. Usually I would have been able to, probably with that amount of hardwood, I probably would have been able to get to about 24, maybe even 25 in smithing, but unfortunately I don't this time around. So we're going to have to do a little bit of something here, a little bit of jiggery-pokery, try and get some more wood in a number of different places. These pitchforks and wooden hammers are fantastic. And small tip, if you're someone that doesn't have a lot of money in the game, then you can pretty easily just buy wooden hammers for a very cheap price. You can buy them for 19 or so, and if you have a lot of those, you can get more hardwood from that than you would from purchasing hardwood, unless you can find a really good deal on the hardwood, of course, because, I mean, you know, I'm not obviously anticipating that you're going to find a good deal, but if you do find a good deal, then that's obviously much, much better to do. Anyway, let me see if I can get to 25. Can I please get to 25? Yes, there's 25. Fantastic. Okay, so obviously I want to get to 25 for this first thing, because I want to be able to make a charcoal efficiently. That is going to hopefully give me a little bit more experience. I'm actually not entirely sure if they will give me more experience, but whatever the case, increase my damage with pole arms by 2% while mounted. I think I'm actually going to be taking, because I don't think I'm going to be using a pole arm in general in regular field battles, and the only time I'm going to be using a pole arm is in tournaments, and that is usually when I am mounted, so that obviously makes the most sense. Otherwise, 2% swing speed with one-handed weapons, or increasing our damage with axes and maces. Yeah, we're just going to go for the swing speed there. Generally, as I said before, I'm not going to be using a one-handed weapon either, but it is probably going to make the most sense to do that. Okay, so let's see what I can do here. I'm going to level up a little bit from the whole smelting deal, but it's really not going to give a huge amount. So I'm basically just going to try and get as many new parts as I possibly can. And then we are going to hopefully be able to utilize this. There we go. A little bit more experience. But it seems to me like I'm going to have a very difficult time actually making a two-handed sword. Because obviously that 75% reduction in experience is definitely kicking in right now and is making things much more difficult. And we are going to be creating a two-handed sword. Let me see if I can actually make one right now. We might be able to make one and just get lucky. Like, for example, this is way too short, in my opinion. I need a much longer blade. So I'm thinking maybe this one? I don't have anything else, unfortunately. So what about this one? This one's actually looking mighty fine. 117 reach on this one. I can even increase it to 128, which is super nice. I think it looks pretty cool, too. Yeah, I quite like it at the very least. Maybe it's not to your liking, but generally I feel like it looks quite nice. Let me see if I can maybe make it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Does it really matter, though? Not really, I suppose. Anyway, let me see. I don't have any other grips. Okay. Well, that's the only grip I'm going to use then. I'm going to reduce the size of the grip because I want to get a little bit more swing speed back. And hopefully that's going to help us. And then otherwise, there's a little bit of difference in the pommels, as you can see right there. I'm actually going to go for this one because that increases my handling. Going to make it as small as possible so that we also get additional handling there. And otherwise, let's make it. Alright, let me see what I actually lose. We lost handling. Yeah, okay. Handless, two-handed, three hands. Yes, I know. You don't have to look at me that way. I know. I'm very good at naming things. Oh yes, they should have come to me when they wanted to name everything, because I would have probably called the ocean, let me see now, wet, wavy, arm-flailing wave man. Indeed. Anyway, let me see if I can make a better one. What do we have here? We lost some swing cutting damage. Swing speed, not a big fan of that. Gonna sell that probably. Let me see about this one. Wow, we're getting even worse ones now. This is bad. Okay, one more try, and we'll use the best one. Right. Okay, yeah, that's pretty awful too. Okay. So we're just going to continue onward then, and I'm actually pretty happy that we have a sword now, because I think it's going to be better than the axe at the very least. I think it will be, but let me actually just take a quick look. Yeah, as you can quite clearly tell, the game also thinks, due to the value of the handless, two-handed, three-hands sword, that is quite a mouthful, isn't it? That apparently is better. Unfortunately, it seems like it's giving me an automatic upgrade right here. It actually upgraded to one of the others. I'm surprised. Why did it do that, though? Because I don't like thrust speed, I don't care about that, and I also don't care about thrusting damage either, so the only thing I really care about is swing speed. This is very strange. I don't know why auto-equip would select this one, because it is also a higher tier. This one is a higher tier of weapon than the one we made before. So it's a bit strange, don't you think? Yeah, I think it's a bit strange at the very least. Anyway, let's go in to sell our stuff. I'm going to just sell this. We're going to sell the two-handed swords for a small profit right there. And now we're going to head on, because I would very much like to join the Vlandians. I've actually sent a messenger to Derthert already. Hopefully he's going to arrive quite soon, and then we will be able to speak to him and hopefully lend our services in his fight against the Sturgians. At the very least, I hope that they're still at war against them. Maybe they're not. Okay, let's have a look here. Something I'd like to discuss. I'd like to enter your service. Mercenary, 150. That's actually pretty significant. I like that. And, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is really bad. Okay, the war exhaustion is starting to kick in really, really soon. So I'm going to have to rush pretty harshly all the way up there. So let me see if I can just recruit a couple of people along the way. These villages really do not like me, by the way. I'm not entirely sure why, to be honest, because I haven't done anything to these villages, but I assume that might be the reason. We haven't actually interacted with them in the least, whether that be positively or negatively. But yeah, for me, I probably don't think I'm going to be able to reach the action that soon, which is a little bit sad, I gotta say, but let me see, you never know. Maybe we're also going to be able to, if we actually do fail to get there in time, maybe we'll be able to join a faction that actually has an ongoing war that we can participate in for a little bit longer than a few minutes. I mean, I would very much appreciate that, but of course that's very much dependent on how effective our reconnaissance and intelligence gathering information things are. But, oh, hello there. Do you think I can beat this guy? Yes, no. Yes, no. I would feel a whole lot better if I had more units, but we're going to go in there nevertheless. Let's see if I can beat him. I mean, the power levels are pretty similar, so we might be able to, if I get a decent environment. Oh, wow, this is real good. Okay, this is real good. Okay, what we're gonna do, this is something that I haven't really taken advantage of, but what you can do is you can literally change where your units are. As you can quite clearly tell, you can literally change them where they are. You can also change what kind of formation they have, so you don't even need to put them into a formation when you first start the battle. I've not really used these features that much, and I mean, that is to, I suppose, to be expected because it's me, but also because it's the fact that generally I don't really see the need to do that most of the time. But because this is a pretty do or die situation, I would like to make the most of this and see, oh wow, this is actually going to work super nicely. This guy's on a horse. I really don't like him being on a horse, actually. Can I dismount you, sir? Yes, I can. Dismount! Yeah, there we go. I'm going to take your horse. Okay, goodbye. I'm going to put the horse back here. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm going to leave the horse back here. I'm not going to steal it completely. Ooh, we have a really nice sheath for our sword, actually. That's super nice. It looks very cool. And speaking of looking very cool, my bow is terrible. I'm going to have to do something about that. Hopefully my forces will be able to do some pretty significant damage from here. I mean, are these guys actually able to shoot? Yeah, they're able to shoot a little bit. Seems like we're actually getting kills already. If we can weaken up the opponent significantly before they arrive, then this is going to be a pretty nice victory for us. But if we can't, this is a defeat. 100% this is a defeat, because glass cannons, there's no way. Nice headshot. Okay, these guys all have shields as well. This is going to be a little bit problematic. Okay, we're losing berserkers. I mean, I don't want to charge them in right now, to be honest. I know someone actually mentioned maybe it would be a good idea to put throwing weapons on our berserkers. Well, here's the problem with that. That kind of gives them a little bit too much versatility, a little bit too much utility, so they can basically attack from wherever. And I think that might be a bit too powerful, but obviously that's just me. Maybe that's actually not true. Maybe I do need to do something like that. This is a really nice sword in my opinion. Oh dear. Okay, I'm drawing them off. Okay, come on, archers. Archers, can you do something? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yes, we killed one. We killed one of the veterans. That's fantastic. Oh, there we go. That is indeed a victory. I actually am unsure. Would we have won that if I hadn't drawn off a bunch of the enemy? Probably, right? I mean, just from sheer numbers, I think we probably would have been able to. Bear in mind that once enemies get into melee range with my archers, they are basically useless, because while they do have a little bit of two-handed skill, they really don't have a huge amount. So you got to bear that in mind. If they do get into range, it is a pure and unadulterated slaughter for the archers. They are not going to be able to defend themselves as easily as you know, some others. But I did give them some decent two-handed skill, but nothing amazing, of course, because I was obviously focusing on their archery as much as possible. Maybe that's actually something I've overlooked. Maybe I do need to... you know what? Maybe that's actually a good idea. Maybe I should give them some two-handed skill. Oh well, never mind. Let's just stick with it for the moment, and we'll see what we can do now. Okay, I'm gonna sell these prisoners, because why would I not? The war is about to end in just a second. And he finally has some better armor. He's looking real nice right there. And I'm actually going to... in the next... yes. In the next battle, I'm going to reassign us. So basically, I'm going to be the one that has the... well, not the control, but has the various infantry perks associated with our characters dealing with the infantry. And he is going to be dealing with the cavalry or the... well, the melee infantry, basically, what I should say there. Hopefully we can do something about that. And no shield, that's absolutely fine. Technically, I could sell all this stuff for a pretty tidy profit, but I don't think it's actually necessary at the moment. Let me see if I can maybe just, you know, get some more recruits here. Seems to me like this is basically going to be the end of this war. So I'm thinking maybe I should just leave prematurely, but I don't know whether I really want to do that right now, because... they're still paying me, as far as I'm aware. Wow, they actually lost someone. Look at that. They actually lost a lord right there. And look at this. We have another vassal for us to fight. This is pretty cool. And we are the ones that actually has a slightly better combat strength. Huh. Well, that's kind of intriguing. That doesn't usually happen. And we're going to put Brunhilde as the leader of the archers, and then this guy's not going to lead anyone because he basically has no perks anyway. But generally, I feel like it's much better to do it this way. Alright, so this is going to be very simple. Oh, I like the... oh, yeah, I really like these kinds of maps, actually. This reminds me of a map very specifically from Warband. I don't know whether they've borrowed that from Warband, because obviously, I mean, they made that game too, but generally... this is a very big reminder of that. Can I jump over here? Can I jump? What? Why is there an invisible wall here? I would like to walk... Are you serious right now? Okay. that is very... okay, that is very strange. I have no idea why they would put an invisible wall around the rocks here. Maybe there's a couple of terrain problems, maybe pathfinding issues or something like that, but yeah, that's a little bit strange. Okay. I'm not used to that, you know, not used to seeing things like that, but okay. I guess that's fine. It's up to them, obviously, what they want to do, but yeah, generally I would like to see those invisible walls be removed, because it is indeed one of those cases of, well, you know what? Maybe it's because the AI can't get up there. Maybe it's like an exploit spot where you can't really get meleeed or something. That might actually be the case. Yeah, I think that probably makes sense. That probably makes a lot of sense. Alright, well, I understand it now then. Anyway, let me see here. Can I get some archery proficiency? I would very much appreciate it. This bow. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do something about this bow, to be honest. Ooh, I would not want to be that person. I would not want to be that person. Literally charging into a bunch of sniper-ish units. Yeah, forget it. Oh, it's better her than me, that's for sure. Whew, I've had enough of those anyway. Alright, let's take her prisoner once again. I'm actually not entirely sure how long the wages are going to continue coming in after the war declaration has ceased. So we're going to have to take a look at that. As you can see right here, we have a mercenary contract that's currently paying us $13.50, which is pretty significant. And after waiting for at least a day, it seems like our wages are now starting to decline a little bit. Bear in mind, the war will be over any moment now, and I did sell that prisoner for around 4,000 gold, which I think is pretty decent. I really should... Maybe we should get a business or a caravan or something along those lines. That might make sense, right? I think it might make sense. Anyway, we're going to continue recruiting people as well. I feel like I should do more tasks. I feel like I need to do more tasks because the majority of villages at the moment, they are really not liking me that much. Maybe they like me more in Botania. That would probably make more sense considering I started there and maybe we did more tasks in the general vicinity. But yes, we are now part of the Vlandians. So, you know what? Gonna leave the kingdom. Boom. There you go. And now we're gonna take a look and we're gonna see who else is at war against who. What about the Northern Empire? They must be at war against someone. Yes, they're at war against the Western Empire. Fantastic. Who do we want to join? Do we want to join the Western or the Northern Empire? I think we'll join the Western Empire. So I will send a messenger to Mr. Garios himself. And we will see what he says. I would like to join the Western Empire mainly because I think we've fought the Western Empire in this series so far. I think we have. I'm not entirely sure. Let me see. 170. Ooh, nice. Okay. Wait. If you can hit 3 villages, they won't be able to ignore that kind of damage. I'll give you 15,000 for doing that, and 3,000 more for every extra one that you raid. Oh my. Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind doing that, because that's definitely going to be something that will... I mean, it will pay us a lot of money, but I said in the previous episode, we're going to try and be fair and treat villagers with respect and so on and so forth. But now I'm going back on that, because the money, look at the money right here. That's a lot of money right there. 3,000 more for every extra one that you raid too. Alright, let's do it. I mean, it's a game, right? It's a game. It's meant to be fun. So let me see what we can do here. Okay, so every extra... 60 days? 60 days! Okay, and we are currently at war against the Northern Empire. They have... this is... wait a minute. 3 Northern Empire villages. Oh, he scammed me. He has absolutely scammed me right here. I will not be able to complete these raids before the war exhaustion kicks in, I believe. That is why I'm saying that he scammed me. I do not believe I will be able to do this, especially with the enemy being... I'm going to assume the enemy is going to be very close by. There's one. They're actually attacking me right away. You are a very strange individual, sir. I'm not entirely sure. Why would he do this? This is very weird. Alright, let's do it. It's a village. Let me see. Are they moving towards me? Yeah, they do seem to be moving towards me. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to just back ourselves up a little bit. We're going to put ourselves into a loose formation because that is the most effective killing effect that we can get. And I think they are moving towards us. They do seem to be moving towards us, which, I mean, to be fair, they do outnumber us, so I don't blame them for doing so. But, yeah, that is a fatal mistake that, well, they're going to find out about very, very soon. I'm going to try and shoot a couple of people, but it's going to be a bit difficult. Can I get some kills? Yeah, there we go. There's a nice kill right there. Oh, yeah, this is basically going to be my entire experience in this particular series. I'm going to think to myself, can I get some kills? And then I'm going to hit one person. And then the rest of them are going to be eliminated by my wonderfully powerful My Little Warband units. Yeah. I don't even know, by the way, who are the highest ranked in my peasant troop tree. I think, is it the Bear Assassin? Is it the Bear Assassin? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is the Bear Assassin. So that might be the reason why we are generally killing a lot, because we apparently have a lot of them. Yeah, we apparently have quite a few. Alright, well, I did warn him. I mean, I warned him verbally in real life where he couldn't possibly hear me, but yes, indeed. I did warn him slightly. Yes, and now, here's the big problem. We have just taken out a vassal, and that has furthered the war exhaustion that the Northern Empire is suffering. Did he literally interrupt my raid? Are you... Oh, no. Okay, no, he didn't. Okay. I thought to myself, he stopped my raid completely. That would have been an absolute farce. But, okay, no, he didn't. He didn't. Okay, infantry in your party gain +5 experience for each enemy you kill with a two-handed weapon. And all melee infantry troops in your party gain 5% more experience in battles. That could be pretty useful, but show of strength is generally what I am going to be taking, because almost every single time you hit someone with a two-handed, you're going to be doing over 25% of their hit points with that hit. And so as a result, you basically have a 30% chance to knock them down. In my opinion, super powerful. Baptized in Blood is certainly not a bad perk by any means, but generally I prefer Show of Strength, which is exactly why I am taking it. And we are gonna be speccing into Smithing and Endurance once again. There we go. And now let's see if I can actually complete these raids. I mean, I might be able to if I am unbothered by more vassals. If I don't get attacked by any more, then I should be able to do something. My raid speed is so extremely slow that it is very much causing me some concern. Okay, there we go. We raided the village. Okay, oh no, he doesn't like this. Oh no, my companion does not like raiding villages. Oh dear. I actually think I won't be able to complete this task, to be honest, because I don't know whether you noticed, but the war exhaustion went up by 5? Didn't it? I think it went up by 5 as soon as I completed the raid on this place. So I wouldn't be surprised Wow, I literally just lost 16 units fighting peasants. I think that, you know what? I think this is probably too much. Too much cost for not enough reward, to be honest. So I think what we're gonna do is we're literally just gonna move on and cut our losses. To be honest, I don't think it's worth it. So I'm actually gonna leave the kingdom straight away. Boom, and just cancel that quest. There really is no point, in my opinion, in continuing there, because generally what's gonna happen is I might be able to complete it, but then they're going to make peace with the Northern Empire, and then the quest is going to cancel, I assume. And even if I have completed it by that point, then, yeah. So if a raid does actually contribute 5 war exhaustion, which I'm not entirely sure if it does, I don't know. That is not confirmed by me. I really have no idea whether that is indeed the case. But if it is, then that's obviously really bad, you know, if it does, because then on the final raid that you're going to see me do, that is going to be the one that they will make peace on. And that's going to be real bad for us, because we are literally going to do the final raid. It's going to be at 97 at that point, because we have 92 and then you plus 5, so, you know, from the second one, and then we have 97, and then we plus 5 again, and that's obviously notwithstanding any attacks from enemy vassals in the meantime, which might very well happen at any point. So we have to also consider that, because if we eliminate a number of vassals, let's say we eliminate 1 vassal per village raid, well, that's probably going to be at least 1, 2, maybe 3 war exhaustion each time. I don't know how much it would really be, but again, it's just going to push us closer to, you know, a forced peace agreement with the Northern Empire, and then the quest is going to cancel anyway, and we will have just lost a lot of relation for pretty much no reason whatsoever. And I don't think we'd be able to even hand in the quest at that point either. So I think we have to sort of take those things into account. So yeah, war exhaustion is actually messing up most of my plans at the moment, which is actually kind of amusing, to be honest, because I personally think that war exhaustion is a pretty fun mechanic to have, because generally I think that's how it would be, sort of realistically, you know, put in a sort of a little bit more of a simplistic fashion. I mean, obviously just having one singular value to determine whether a faction declares peace or declares war, I mean, obviously that's a very simplistic way of, you know, displaying it, but it is a game, so you do need a simple way of conveying information that way. But what I'm trying to say is, it's just it's a good system, and you just need to try and work around it. And we are just in a really, really bad spot almost all the time. Every single time I come across, you know, some people, and I think to myself, oh yes, I will join this faction, and then the war exhaustion is just about to force them to declare peace, which is absolutely amazing. So I think what I'm actually going to do is I will join a faction, and in preparation for the next episode, I will have a full army. So look forward to that, because a full army of these guys is going to be super, super fun to see. And it seems like, yes, my bear assassins are the highest tier of unit I have. They are tier 5, by the way. And we have 2 Berserker nobles as well. As you can see, they are tier 6. So that is very, very nice. And hopefully we'll be able to get a couple more of those as well. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.